hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in week 4. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Look at me. Go.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, Zoo. Check 55 to Mike. Ready?
On 2nd and 9, Tannehill into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school, he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 and the 34. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Saquon Barkley. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, Ryan. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
59, ready, 20.
They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Just like that. Switch, 58.
Ryan. The quick slant caught. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. This defense hasn't let them in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. Here's Barkley. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. A rough go there on 3rd down. A loss of 4.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Never ideal conditions in the snow for a kicker, but the first test on the opening drive, he passed it.
He certainly did. You know what the unit told me was their biggest issue playing in the snow? You just worry about something getting in your eye as the ball is snapped, and then you might miss it, and there goes 3 points off the board.
Come on, set.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
57 to Mike. 57.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play, and 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They'll run with Barkley. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go.
On the run, it's Barkley. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play that time for the Ravens. 56 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Here's Ryan. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And now it's 2nd down. And just 1 tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. 2nd and 10 now, Ryan. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here.
25!
From the gun, it's Ryan. Flush to his right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Terrific coverage in the end zone that time. Forced him out of the pocket to his right. I thought maybe try and run it there, but no one came open for him. Nice job by the defense of not getting out of their lanes.
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them.
It's got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill, and they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13.
Hey, high 7, 6'6", bullet high.
Here's Tannehill. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Todd Gurley. His 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and they take the lead here at 7-6. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're kind of searching for that magic elixir. You know, they're moving the football a little bit, but not with any great consistency.
I love that term you just used, elixir, right?
Old school.
Old school. I love that because you don't want to put too much pressure on your defense as well, all right? If you're kicking field goals, that's great, but your defense has to keep going out there and holding the other team. You're not giving them any cushion to work with, and that gets tougher and tougher as the game goes along. Put the ball in the end zone and get 6s. That's the ambrosia that they're looking for.
Ambrosia and trying to erase this deficit. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Now Tannehill. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Defense wins championships, baby.
Hey!
Motion.
5.
Third and long, it's Tannehill. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Check. Lucky.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Watch out for Greenman.
Gone.
Under 10. 10. Deuce. Hey, switch gears. Hatchet.
Take go.
On the toss, it's Gurley. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
Strong right. 3 down.
Hey, exit.
Check. 3 down. 24 is the mic.
Now on second and 13, Tannehill. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Ready? 10 Lobo.
Switch up.
Okay, Sam on.
Hey, turn it up.
Buzz. 2.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Oh, what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, a bad spot for you, but the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Watch the slant. Hey, 59, ready.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. And now he's going to go down in the end zone. Down goes Matt Ryan, and that's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Bengals drive about to get going. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Hey, Orbit.
24 is the mic. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 24 is the mic. Ready? 24 is the mic. Go.
Deep grip. Deep grip.
From the 50, it's Tannehill. Slings this deep from McLaurin. This is caught. A big play there just before halftime. 47 yards. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Todd Gurley as the first half is winding down. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Hey, Haywood.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. It's complete to Diggs. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting play.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Tannehill. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Jim. Check 3.
Yo, go.
They try right side here. Gurley. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd and 7, Tannehill. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Carter. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Pilot, 64, weak. Rocket. Go.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Let's go. 18, Gator. Hey, watch the slant. Look, squeeze.
They'll try a handoff right with Gurley. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Ndamukong Suh able to record his 5th sack of the season.
But enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big.
Kill.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at him right now and say, let's get away from him entirely. Let's start throwing the football, but I don't think you ever entirely abandon the run. It helps set a tone for the game for you, keeps your offensive linemen feeling good about themselves, and it actually tamps down a defense's pressure because if you just throw it all the time, it's going to tee off with the pass rush.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
This one taken just inside the 10. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Alpha.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Ryan. And Diggs has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards to pick up there. On first down, Ryan. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line.
Ready, blue 80. White 25.
Before they can snap it, time runs out on this third quarter of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready, blue 80.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. 54, stop.
To throw again on second down. Ryan gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Here's Ryan to throw. That's going to be caught. He got 29 yards that time.
Okay, it's time for me to break out my thesaurus for that one. And I don't have anything. That was amazing. One-handed in this weather. I mean, you know the ball's got to be slick. But to be able to catch it.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Saquon Barkley. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
80 weapons.
Check the backer, check the backer.
49, check 49, check 49.
Kill. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Watch the safety. Leo. Now.
Again, they run with Gurley. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Door.
Switch it, come on, switch it.
Check. General West. Hard. Get it.
On first down, they run with Howard. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
Rip left.
Topper. Go.
57's a Mike. 57's a Mike. Hey, watch
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
57's Mike. Mike 57. I'm coming for you. You mine.
Yes, yes.
You're not ready.
Protein spill. Smith. Let's go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tannehill. He's going to air one out. And it's knocked away and incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
24 is the Mike. Man out, man out, man out, man out.
Go. Hey, Echo.
24 is the Mike.
Here's Tannehill. The open man is Smith. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back.
6-6. Pull it high.
Slam, slam, slam.
Gone.
Back.
Ready.
Back to the ground game here. Gurley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Ravens' 41-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
That's going to be a long day.
Hey, Sam off.
Now a signal and a timeout here on the defensive side of the ball. So they want to stop it with 1 second to go prior to the 2-minute warning. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Check 24. Out. Hey, alert 3.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Gurley. I don't think Gurley got there. Looks like the defense held him back. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Dustin Hopkins on for the field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they...
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. After the sack on 1st down, Ryan, that's caught by Howard. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 23 yards the pickup there. Here's Ryan. Flushed out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
To try again after the sack. Ryan dancing to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Bengals, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can't take it to 10.
Hey, yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew. So I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me. Baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Hat on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on.